Hello everybody, it's Mike the Baldadonis. On this episode, we're going back talking cars. I've been asked this question one too many times in the past few days. What's my channel all about? It's simple. It's me, my health issues, other people's health issues, my hobbies, and most of my hobbies are cars. And thank you everybody for subscribing. A lot of you guys been asking me about my steroid use. That was from 20 years ago. I tell the story, well that's it, it's over. I talk about health issues when it comes to foods, medications, all that type of stuff. Because that's part of everybody's daily life. You know, just because somebody on YouTube does one subject on one thing, what else do they do? What else is their passion? What else is their hobbies? What else do they do throughout the day? You guys get to see everything that I do and what the hell's going on with me. So, I live in New England, it is time for car shows and people want to get convertibles and all that type of things. I usually buy and sell convertibles throughout the spring and summer. This year it happened to be a little different. My YouTube channel started and I started with a Mini Cooper S, got that rolling, and I've been trying to sell it with no luck. Go figure, right? But anyways, I'm still in the market for a car. So I have a nostalgic past when it comes to cars. I love stuff from when I was growing up as a teenager. The 80s BMWs are my favorites. It doesn't matter what it is. I love all BMWs from that era. There's a reason for it. Now, one day I will get to that. But I do love those style cars. I love any cars, actually. I love all cars. So this year it doesn't matter when, I'm always looking for BMWs. So after the Mini Cooper fiasco that I had this year, I was like, you know what, let me get something else from a BMW. So I looked at online Corvettes. You can buy a Corvette, there's 400 of them on Craigslist in your state alone. 280, 300, everybody has a Corvette. Who cares? You know what I mean? Everybody has one. So I like to be different, a little unique, and something that people don't see that often. So I used to buy all kinds of VWs as well. But again, this year, I wanted something different. I called up on a BMW M3 convertible. It was a 1999 E56 series. It was gone 2 days after I got done talking to the guy. When I call these people, I ask them if certain things have been replaced, and they haven't, I just walk away because that means I have to fix it. And then there's no profit for me to be made. So, I've been looking at 3 Mercedes AMG cars. I've been calling on a CLK 55. I told them that I buy and sell cars. I'm upfront with them, I'm being honest, and you know, I got to buy it, sell it. So, nothing came out of that. I chased them for about 2 weeks. There was an older woman with a 1999 E55 AMG, silver, the two-tone interior, 124,000 miles on it. Her husband passed away 2 years ago, unfortunately, and the car's been sitting outside for 2 years. She did drive it sparingly. She did take it to Mercedes-Benz to have the brakes done, a few other things, but nothing really. As soon as I opened up the hood, everything was leaking. I went underneath the car, everything was rotted away. The car looked good until you went into the trunk, was all rotted out. It wasn't all rotted out. The beginnings of all the rust were there, some holes were there. It was all fixable. I had to steal the car for me to even consider buying it, you know? So she was asking X amount of money. I went down to this X amount of money. No go. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, I mean, that's a headache. And then in 1 week, I went to look at 3 cars. One was a 2002 Mercedes E55 AMG, black on black, Mercedes tech owned. The guy is a Mercedes tech for 37 years. He knows a thing or two about his Mercedes. So I was happy to hear that. I go on YouTube for like 2 weeks prior to this so I can get all my information that I need of the known issues that go wrong with these cars. I did that. I go down there, I see the car, I was comfortable with the person. I know these cars have rust issues. It's just the way it is back in that day. This particular model comes with rust. I'm okay with that, depending on how much. I usually don't buy cars with rust. But when a car is only made, there's only 500 made in 1 year, this particular model, from 99 to 2002, only 500 were made each year. I'm not sure if it's for worldwide or just for the United States. I think it's the United States. And for the money that I wanted to spend, I wanted to be in a certain money range. I was looking at, I forget what year it is, I think it was the 89, 325 iX, so that's a two-door E30 BMW all-wheel drive. I get to the guy's garage, an hour and a half away. As soon as I went on the floor, it was all rotted. I looked at the trunk, it was rotted. The picture looked like it was 3 years old. The garage looked like it was brand new when he took the picture. It looked like a dump when I seen it. You know, the guy's just hustling BMWs, and that's fine. But don't say that it's mint, and I get there and it's not. You know what I mean? Not even close. Hasn't been ran for 2 years. Give me some kind of story about all the cars. I was like, all right, thank you very much, and I walked out. And then I came across a 1991, I believe, E30 BMW, little 3 Series. Same thing as that 325 iX, except for a convertible. Had 250,000 miles on it. I'm not afraid of that, fine. Has the timing belt been done? How about the clutch? No records of it, but they owned it for 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? They put 20,000 miles on it. So I take it right down there, another hour. The car was rust-free, which I was surprised, but it was gonna need a top. It did need all these services I was concerned about. They were only asking $3,500. The old me would have bought it for $2,000 and put all the money into it, hoping I'd get some money out of it. The new me knows the old me and stopped buying cars like that. So I didn't buy it. Matter of fact, she called me when I got to the house and said somebody bought it already, which was kind of weird. You know, a 40-minute ride later and the car's already sold. So anyways, I was negotiating on the 2002 with this guy Frank from Norwood, Mass. Great guy. We had a lot of interest, similar interest, and we talked for hours and hours and hours. We had a nice rapport between us, you know, if that's the word. But we got along pretty well. And he knew I was buying to sell this car eventually. I was going to put the work into this car. He finally decided, by asking price, I actually went up a little bit. He went down a lot. And, I ended up buying the car. So we're going to check it out. This is a 2002 AMG, my first AMG ever. I never owned the AMG. And I'm pretty excited about it. I was looking for the old school. When these cars came out, I thought they were ugly. Now as they're getting older, I can see the body lines. They're just unique now. The body styles is not what it used to look like when the next generation came out after this. This is still a big car. You know, you can fit 5 to 6 people in this car if you wanted to. It's a 350 horsepower motor, made it to a 5-speed automatic. It's got heated seats, ventilated seats. It's got navigation. It's got tilt power steering wheel. It's got the big tires on there, the monoblock wheels, which I love with this car. That's the only reason why I bought this car, is because of the certain look this car has. It has a single windshield blade. I think it's very European. It's fantastic looking. The car's fast. 0-60, I think in 5.1 seconds, something like that. For a 2002, for a big car, that's pretty quick. You know what I mean? And it's different. It's unique. That's why I like this car. So on that, let's go take a look at it and see what you guys think. Oh, before that, I'm going to tell you what Frank did to this car. Being a Mercedes tech for 37 years, he went right through it. So some of the things that he did. All right, so for example, there's only 500, like I said, these cars made in 2002. There was 500 improvements over the 1999 model that I looked at. So Frank did, let's see. He replaced the front and rear coil springs. Let's see, the front sway bar links and bushings, front and rear. He did the transmission flush. He did the rear flex drive shaft. It's a little rubber piece that keeps it from vibrating, and they just wear out and crack, and it gives a little vibration once it goes. So he fixed that. 4 brand new tires, and we're going to go over that. Those are very expensive Michelin Sport tires. Also included were 4 brand new winter tires on AMG wheels. He did the spark plugs, there's 16 of those. He did the cabin filters. He did the valve cover gaskets and resealed the crankcase breathers that sit on top of that. So when I looked at that 1999, all that oil was all over the motor. When you see this, nothing. So that was from me. We put a brand new serpentine belt in there, belt tensioner, engine mounts. What else did he do? So these windows were also tinted. Now the car being black on black with tinted windows, I wasn't digging it. I just think it was too dark. Maybe it looked like a younger kid's car. You know, I'm getting older, I'm almost 50. So I like modern classics just the way they came from the factory. You know, you can upgrade the speakers, you can put a nice stereo in the back or something, you know, but the way they came is what I like now. I enjoy looking at the way the car companies made them. I don't mind certain things, like he put H&R springs on this and lowered the car a little bit, so the car's gonna be a little bit more stiff of a ride. I don't mind that, but let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look at what I bought. All right, guys, here we go. 2002, black on black, AMG. Now, I'm working with a brand new 24 millimeter lens. I just picked it up today. It came in the mail. And forgive me if my shots aren't as focused. I'm just using this for the first time. So you can see it's a big car. Oh, and I ordered my specialty plates. They should be in, but for now, I got my custom plates, AMG pipes, my AMG logo. I love it. This car is super sharp, in my opinion. Maybe 10 years ago, I didn't think so, but today, I'm really digging it. So I actually have to walk way back to get this picture in. All right, so let's go over what I have to do with this. So it has some rust issues. Starting at that corner. All 4 wheels I'm gonna redo. Some of them are in good shape. Some of them have curb rash, but I'm gonna do them anyways. So I have my friend comes to my house and we'll do all this work. So here's some of the rust right there. I knew that buying the car. So right there in the wheel wells, just a little bit. A little bit right here on the trunk. Again on this side, a little bit over the wheel wells. Just needs a nice cleanup. I don't want to go crazy because eventually I want to sell the car. I just want to make it the best that it can be for my budget. So you guys can see it's just mild, a little bit of surface rust, I can talk. Again, this had 500 improvements over the 1999 version that I've seen. Now these come with blue tinted windows as it is. The back window is still tinted. I didn't want to rip it off because of the rear defrost. I didn't want to damage right here. You can see all those little lines. That's your rear defrost. And I don't know if I can damage it or not, so I'm gonna not touch it for now. So let's take a look on the inside. E55 original floor mats, heated and ventilated seats in excellent condition. It also has the sport, oops, sorry about that. It has the sport comfort, I don't know what those things are called, that bolster the seats on both sides. So it has the navigation in there, has a Bose stereo, and the headrests up there, they pop up with the switch of a button. There is a rear sunshade that, from what Frank says, works intermittently, if I can say that right. Works once in a while. And I want to get that fixed so I can use it, because I like the clean look and I want to get that tinted window out. So, all right guys, I think that's it. I want to show you the, did I show you the motor? Let me show you the motor. And why are you buying Mercedes? Why not, right? So what I've learned over the past few weeks of these cars are they are the most reliable AMG cars, because the new generation came with a supercharger. Yes, it had a lot more horsepower, but you have a lot more issues as well. All right, so let's take a look under the hood. This valve cover, let me see if I can lighten this up a little bit. Alright, so the valve covers right there, they usually leak like a bastard. You can see it's dry as they can be. The crank valves, the crank ventilation system is right underneath the spark plugs. Those usually get soaking wet. He did that. He also did the hoses that connect to that. The serpentine belt is brand new. The tensioner is brand new. What else? I have a list, but as you can see, also the other car that I was looking at, this was all rotted out. So underneath this car is in excellent condition. You know, hopefully I end up getting a nice car. I mean, Frank put a lot of money into this. I'll get these lights detailed so they look like they're brand new again. Get this sanded down, making them brand new. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is a custom license plate. One day I'll afford a new one. But for now, guys, that's my new ride. Till the next video, Baldadonis out. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up once in a while, will you? All right, guys, have a good night.